What's up, coach? I am super excited and happy that you decided to connect with me here today because I've got some really epic information that's going to shift your consciousness. How? With the Clarity Code. Because you're going to know at the end of this training, this video, how it is that you're stuck where you're at and what it is that you need to do to shift to be able to get you that consistent clients that's helping you to assisting you to hit those abundant months. So I want to get into that with you today and share my journey with you and get to know each other a little bit more. I'm super excited. Let's get started. All right. Let's get this party started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys so I can get the juicy stuff going and get you started on the journey. All right. So let me just start from the beginning here. All right, guys. Don't you just love tech issues? All right. Well, so I want to tell you about the Clarity Code and how it changed my life. I'm going to tell you the most impactful thing that ever happens for me, to me, with me, through me was this Clarity Code. For me, it was about being able to create those mindful solutions with that, right? And through that. And what brought me to the point in my business where I'm able to show up with you and for you today, right? It's all about this ultimate message because this is the one that changed my life, right? Yes. So I want to get started here, guys. I want to let you know who this exactly is for because the Clarity Code isn't for everybody. This is to help, right, and guide the spiritual entrepreneur, right, the coach to build, grow, and scale their online coaching business. You have to make sure that you have totally decided, and if not, if you've already been there, great, then this is for you too, because a lot of us are still stuck even though we're serving and we've got some things figured out. All right. This is for those spiritual entrepreneurs and coaches and consultants and advisors. We all call ourselves something a little bit different. At the end of the day, we're all mentors who are wanting to create our purpose through passion and showing up for our clients. And we're lacking that clarity, but this clarity is built. It has to be learned. It has to be shown, guys. And that is where a lot of us get stuck, right? We don't get it, right? We end up getting stuck and we don't know how quite to figure out how to create that. And that's what I'm going to help you gain some clarity on today. So if you're able to be in that space to be like, okay, I'm ready to just zen myself out and know that I'm making that decision to make that shift, to invest into myself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. And spiritually, again, it's so important, guys. Then this is for you. Okay, this is for you. You're in the right place today. Okay, you're gonna learn today how to take your purpose with your passion and start creating those 5- and 6-figure months. I promise you, they're totally possible. You just have to have the formulas on how to get there. And that's what we're going to go through today, so you can start charging what you deserve because you're the expert on what you do, because only you have your gifts. Only you can show up to create those solutions for your clients that so need them. Right? That's it. So in the next few minutes, we're going to go through these things, okay? And this is going to create massive shifts in your consciousness because you're going to know how. It's going to be epic, guys. You're going to learn how to take and create through your purpose because you've got that passion burning inside of you, and you're going to learn how to build that 5-figure monthly business and plus. And how? It's because you're going to really know, have I really been serving the right people? Because I've been stuck. You're going to know that your niche is really important because you have to know so you can be able to build, right? You're going to learn how to continue learning how to build your ideal audience, but you're not going to have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours there like we all do. Who loves doing that? I don't, because I did that for years and I got stuck and it's insane. We don't want to be there, guys. We want to automate that process, right? We want to be able to create a new way because the outdated versions of this business is not working anymore. We have to create new ways so we can become the expert, right, in our field. So we can now start creating conscious advertising and marketing versus just marketing and advertising to nobody or the wrong people, because we get stuck there too, guys. And that unfortunately causes a lot of us to give up. But you can do that all supported through automations. Yeah, exactly. Like what we're doing right now, what you're a part of and witnessing right now. This is called a virtual sales letter. That is an opportunity for you to present what you do, how you do it, the biggest pain points that you bring solutions to for your clients. And that is, for me, bringing you a solution to having consistent leads, consistent clients, and automating all of that, including your sales process, so you don't ever have to do that again. You let the technology do that for you, so you can show up on a call and just connect with your client and know where they're at and know where they want to go, where their pain points are at, and you can create the solutions to get them to where they want to be. That's it. It's that simple. We don't have to struggle so much the way we have, because I'm going to tell you what I have learned in these old systems. We were taught that we have to show up Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, podcasts, blogs, word of mouth, referrals, ebooks. Now we even have TikTok, and gosh knows what else is coming out in our tech future, right? The thing is, we forget, and because some of us don't know it, but if you don't already know, I'll teach you about that today. And right now is the 80-20 rule. We spend 80% of our time actually putting all our energy onto this. You should actually be spending 20% of your time doing all this. Why? Because this is the model that most of us get stuck in. And then we're wondering, what the hell is going on? Say we compare it to having this amazing bakery business, and we go get to the brick and mortar and we decorate it and we build all these cakes and cupcakes and blow pops and whatever it is that you're creating that makes you an expert and this expert baker, company, and you present it right, it's amazing, and you get some passerbyers, they start walking in because they happen to be in the neighborhood and they're walking by. That's how your actual social media presence works. You're getting passerbyers, and then you're wondering why you're not getting steady clients. What are you using to drive people into your bakery, into your offer, into your social media? There should be a light bulb going off right now, right? On and off, actually, to get your attention. How long have you been stuck there? God, I know I was. And I was spending all my time creating content, and that just sucks. Does that make any sense to you? Coaches, there's strategies out there that will keep you busy like this, doing the things that don't produce results. You're like, but I show up every day. I create an omnipresence. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram. And you're like, what the hell is going on? That's because you don't have the formula, the clarity code that actually gets you to that. And I'm going to tell you, that is so important to get this part, guys. The clarity code. You have to be really clear on what you do and how you do it. Because if you're the baker and you don't know what you're baking, are you cakes, or do you make donuts, or what is it that you're creating? Because you're not gonna know. Maybe you're serving donut people cakes, and you're not getting a lot of results from that, right? So it's important to get that, right? Then you can start, once you can target your ideal audience, and you do that with the support of automated systems. Raise your hand if you're one of those people who has spent hours and hours and hours and hours and days and weeks and maybe even years trying to build an audience, trying to connect with people, begging them to see what you offer and to see the value, even though you're an expert on what you do. And they don't. You can't even get them on a call. I've been there. I've done it. Trust me, it is not a great place to be. I know. What I ended up doing is automating this process, like this virtual sales letter, to help me tell you who I am and how I serve. This changes the game, guys. So what I call that is conscious advertising and marketing. I'm doing it very strategically in an art form that helps you get clarity exactly on the pain and the solutions that I bring to you when you absolutely need them. Now, this allows you to target your ideal market, again, strategically, because it's an art. You do this through automation. That process, each step is automated. That brings you to the virtual sales letter at the end of the day. And that tells everybody what you do, how you serve, and that's it. So you're not spending your time on a call, a sales closing call, if you actually are getting those, trying to explain people what you do, because that is not the real time to be doing that. That is a time to get to know your ideal client, find out where they're at, what their pain points are, and what are the solutions that you could possibly bring to them to make their life better. Right? Right. But a lot of coaches do this. A lot of coaches do cold DMing, and the messaging that they're putting behind it is so off-putting. Been there, done that. How many of you guys are actually using this strategy right now where you're sending out these messages and people are not responding, or they're sending like offensive things? You're like, what the heck did I do? Because you're sending the wrong message. People can feel your energy behind the messaging. If you don't have your stuff dialed in, if you don't know who you're targeting, that becomes a hot mess. And unfortunately, a lot of coaches use that strategy. Now, I'm not saying that direct marketing isn't good. It's an excellent way for you to connect with your client, because I do that, right? And my systems revolve around that, but it has to be done strategically and in an artful way. That way people receive the true intent and see you in that position as an authority in your ideal market, right? Because if not, then you're not going to get a response, or you aren't going to get a very nice one at the end of the day. And none of us like that and feel that and don't want that. I'm going to tell you this: the modern way to marketing and advertising your business and your sales process is this: getting clear and knowing that your content marketing is to build your brand. You have to know that you're building your brand when all that time, the 80-20 rule, you're spending 80% of building your brand when you should be spending 20% on building your brand and 80% on the actual processes, okay? And building your actual business that creates the end result, which is having clients, which is bringing in the money into your business and your life, right? So you can serve, right? Showing up. So that's where you should be spending 80% of your time. And you can even automate that process. You do that with an automated webinar funnel like this one. And yes, I said the F word. A lot of us get stuck there too, because we just don't know how to create that tech. That's one of the main processes that I teach you, so you don't get stuck there. You have to have a presentation that tells who you are, what you do, and how you serve. I repeat this a lot because that is a part of the process, guys. And you have to have those processes to be able to show up. And doing that one by one sucks on the internet. I know I didn't like being there, and I don't want you there either. So you got to be able to tell your story and deliver your offer to many people, and you can do that in a way that you can serve in a bigger way. That's the only way you're going to be able to create your high ticket business, right? And serve in a big way. So the modern your actual modern way to marketing and advertising to attract your ideal clients at this point is through the automated systems. That's it. That's one of the biggest components, and a lot of you guys have not applied this to your business yet. And it is so important that you get this and you start creating this in your business process, because if not, you're still going to be stuck. You're not going to be able to scale. You're going to be wondering where your next client is coming from, and that sucks. You have to pick a platform. I suggest in the beginning you pick one and you master it and you add the automations, but you can do that across the board with all of them: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of them. You connect with your ideal client there, you create the relationship, and then you make your offer through a virtual sales letter like this one, like the process that you're going through right now. This tells you again who I am, what I do, the solutions I bring. And it creates relationship with you, and it creates the authority, showing what it is that I do and all the energy that I've put into creating the perfect way, the perfect strategy that brings that shift to that biggest problem, the biggest pain points you have. And that's what you'll do for your clients. And then your sales call becomes just that. It ends up being an opportunity for you to connect with your client and know where they're at, where they want to go. And you create that step those shifts to help them create solutions, right? And at the end of the day, that's what you want those calls to be. You don't want to spend time, again, explaining what you do. That really sucks. I've been there. So let's shift the energy a little bit. I want to tell you why I have any idea what I'm doing. You're like, who's this chick, Sonia? I've actually been around a long time, guys. And I actually started in 2005 in personal development. I've put blood, sweat, and tears behind mastering myself and my business because I really wanted to be a part of that shift in consciousness that the universe called upon me to do. I've had angelic experiences that confirmed and validated my path and showed me the way so I can connect with my ideal clients and bring that knowledge that it is that they need to be able to evolve and shift in their life to become the best version of themselves, right? Especially in their businesses. So that's why I call myself a shamanic business coach. I've been in personal development for 22 years, guys. I'm older than I look. I'm actually 46, and the dynamics behind that is amazing because it's allowed me to develop a really deep spiritual communication process with my spirit and my guides and the angelics so I can create mindful solutions in my life and be able to become a master solutionist, as I call it, to be able to show up for you guys, right? And assist you in your journey to be able to become that spiritual entrepreneur. And that's what gives me that and positions me to be that expert in creating mindful solutions for your lifestyle, your spiritual wisdom, which is the communication between you and spirit, and develop your business in that way. It's epic when you do it that way. And that's why I love serving spiritual entrepreneurs, because we're all on a different level in that way, right? We have special gifts to bring to the world. So I want to share with you a bit about what I love to do and why I do what I do, right? I love spending time having fun. Right? I don't do it a lot because I do love working. I love what I do working. I love creating and doing the thing that I was called to do. I love showing up, right? I do like 14-hour shifts, sometimes longer, to be able to put together the strategies and create the solutions to the biggest problems you guys have, right? And that's what we're talking about here today. But I do love downtime, and I love being strapped to the end of a raft. I did that for my 45th birthday, and I had about 9 other people plus my dog yelling and screaming and trying to knock me off this thing. I lasted about 4 minutes, and then that was the end of that. I had so much fun that day, but I love being able to show up. That's why, you know, for myself, for my family and my friends, to do fun things, I love to be able to do that. And we need to be able to afford to do that, right? Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. And being in a successful business changes that for you, right? It shifts you to be able to do that. I love helicopter ride, guys. I love doing that. I love going to places and doing helicopter rides where I'm at, because then I get to see the ground and the land and the mountains and the water wherever I'm at, because it's about connecting with that and regrounding myself and getting those DNA upgrades so I can show up for you on a whole nother level. That's what I love to do. I love connecting with other people like myself and you guys and building that connection. It's epic for me. I really, really, really love to travel. And that is one of the main reasons, like that is a part of my epic why, and why I love being in my purpose and authentically showing up for you guys. Because when I get my downtime and being able to connect and have that spiritual connection and that experience, I'm able to show up in another way. Sometimes when I can't get to a far getaway, my way of just downtime and regrouping and resetting my energy is spending time in the sun, reshifting that DNA, right, in those chakra systems, and pressing the reset button. I love swimming. I love spending time in the sun, but I also love swimming at night. Do you guys swim at night? I love swimming at night. The night dips are the best of the best. It's a whole nother level, right? New experience, swimming in moon water. Think about that one. I love that. And one of the most other things that I love doing is spending my time with my family and my friends, eating amazing plant-based foods. I try to inspire everyone around me to eat plant-based, and I love, you know, eating good, going to fancy restaurants and enjoying a meal. I sometimes even have a glass of champagne with some guava juice because I love that. And I think once in a while, it's good to be able to celebrate those moments and pat yourself on the back that you're putting in so much hard work to become the best version of yourself. These are the moments that I live for and I love to share, and they're so important for me. The most important person that I love doing this with and for is my daughter. I was a single mom and I never married, and I lost my parents at a really young age. And it was not a very easy path, guys, and it hasn't been, and it still isn't. I have to be really self-reliant, but that's what makes me really powerful. And it allows me to create a different type of relationship with my daughter. It shows her that I show up as the best version of myself, even on the days that I feel like I'm still failing. Because I show up busting my ass. I know I've put in the work, and I know that at the end of the day, success mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and financially are there for me because I'm taking the action steps to get there. I don't allow my fear to consume me because I can't let that version of me take control of my life. My thoughts and my emotions are spoiled children that need to be disciplined, and that's how you become the master solutionist. You create really great divine relationship with all aspects of your multidimensionality to be able to shift that. And I share that and I embody that and I teach my daughter these things because she's 28 now and I'm able to show up for her in a different way. I love her so much, and everything I do and breathe is for her. She's a part and is my why. You guys got to have your why. That's why I'm sharing this with you. You have to know your why. For me, it's God, the universe, the calling, the shift in consciousness. I want to make a difference. Don't you? We can't let fear stop us. We have to grow. We have to shift. We have to become the embodiment of divinity. That's why it's mastering your divinity. That's why it's mastering your divinity with the Merkaba shift. You're shifting your Merkaba into the best version of yourself and consciously having that communication so you can show up and not fail constantly because you're living in fear and then scarcity. I want more for myself and for my family. I love showing up for my daughter and being the example that I've always wanted to be, and be able to share that with her and the ones that she loves, her girlfriend there. I love spending time with them. They're both like my best friends, and I love being able to show up for both of them, being the best version of myself. I put in a lot of work for that. A lot. And I've put a lot of work into building this business, guys. And I need you to feel that. And I need you to know that. I love doing what I do. And I love serving. I'm doing God's work. There's nothing in this world that could ever convince me that my why isn't the reason I'm going to succeed. And I am succeeding now and in the future, right? So get that clarity, guys, because that's what builds the authority within yourself, and you reflect that. You command that energy, it changes things, right? I'm going to tell you how I got there. I'm getting emotional. 5 shifts. Cinco. 5 shifts, guys, that I took to get to where I'm at today. And I'm going to tell you about these 5 shifts. The 5 shifts that I made to get to the 5 and 6 figure months, because they're totally possible. I swear they are. I've done it. Me, if I could do it, you could do it. And I'm going to walk you through those here today, okay? Shift number 1, you have to have clarity. We talked about that. You have to know what the heck you're doing. You have to create that mindfully. Because of what happens is you start creating those shifts in perspective from the lower survival mind to the higher mind. You start creating from thoughts that get you to where you want to go, making the decisions that affects the actions, that starts developing that healthy processes to success. So then that creates opportunities for you to master yourself and your niche, because your experiences makes you a more powerful coach, okay? And you can teach that by communicating the value that you have experienced to your ideal client. Now that targets and tunes in, and that laser focuses your content, because now you know how to serve, you know what to say, because you know what you're doing, okay? That's how that works, right? And there's processes that I can show you where you can create content for the next day or the next week or the next month or next year if you wanted to. We never have to struggle with that. We just got to know the formulas, right? Because a lot of us don't know any of that. So that leaves us with no guidance, no direction. We get so stuck in the scarcity mindset that we don't even hear spirit clearly enough to be able to take those daily steps, the guided daily steps, and we get stuck in stress, and we create this stress and anxiety and this depression, and we have to snap out of it, because if we don't, we're never going to be able to show up. But you don't have to do that alone. Why are you guys trying to do this alone? Having no inner guidance and cutting off that communication because you're lowering your vibration. It sucks. I've been there. That leaves no way for you to create any kind of and build systems that are actually going to take you to build a successful business. Then you're wondering why you're stuck. You have to make a shift. Make that second shift. Learn how to get clarity with your niche. Build that amazing offer. Get the help you need, guys. Learn how to get clarity on your expertise so you can show up as the authority, right? Create those automated systems to support you to do that, like I am right now. Learn how to deliver the expertise, right? Again, to dial everything in. And then get the results. So by calling in that energy, have that energy exchange with your ideal client. It's life-changing. I can't tell you what it feels like because you have to experience it. I love seeing people grow their ideal businesses. I'm showing up and I'm making a difference. Do you know what it feels like to feel like you're actually making a difference in the world? There's nothing like it. How could you let fear scare you out of that? You just can't. And what ends up happening is when you make that shift, you start attracting the prosperity that you deserve. You can be there to show up and be happy and share your expertise with your ideal client. And then you're serving with your ideal life. And then you're living something on a whole nother level. And it's amazing. That's the shifts that you got to make. So you, as a spiritual entrepreneur, guys, to be the best version of yourself, you have to make the shifts. Because to become the best coach, to have clarity, that's how you do it. Then you can laser target the rest of your business with the action steps that I've been talking to you guys about today. You can totally take all this information and apply it. But alone, it's going to be really hard. So at the end of the day, you can start taking all that, creating an offer, and that's going to start creating the opportunities for you to actually create a successful business. Like this, right? So I'm going to share something with you guys. I call it the secret weapon. But it's exactly what we're doing right now. Okay. I call it the secret weapon because people don't know the secret formulas. We all know that it's a webinar, right? A webinar marketing. This right here, right now. See, most clients don't know how to strategically create this. There is a process behind it to deliver who you are, what you do, how you say it, how to target, how to connect with someone emotionally, and be able to shift them from that fear-based mentality to getting the clarity they need. You actually can be held accountable to hold the space that it needs to make that happen, right? And what ends up happening is, like I said, the webinar itself helps you build the authority that is hard to explain to someone when they're stuck in a scarcity mindset. They get to watch you do a video, a webinar like this, audibly, they get to see it, and they get to connect. I've been running webinars in my business, and it's brought in steady clients, and I love it. And I couldn't do my business without it. This is a secret webinar, power weapon, as I call it. One great presentation can change the game for you guys, and it can allow you to build that business that you've always wanted. I'm living proof of it, and there's thousands of other coaches doing the same thing. It's just the level of how you choose to scale your business is how much you'll make at the end of the day. So what I mean is that one webinar could change everything for you, for your business, is knowing everything that we talked about up until this point. The actual structure of a webinar is really important, guys. And I want you guys to know how to create that. That's why I'm going over that today. The first 10 to 15 minutes, as we went over, is an introduction. Your core content, which we've been going through now, is 30 minutes, about 30 minutes of your core content, which will help provide like all the clarity, right? You tell people about what you do and how you do it, how you serve. And this actually helps people like I'm doing it right now. And then the final 10 minutes, you actually make your offer. And we'll get to that part. You guys will see how that works, right? So shift number 4, when you actually automate your business and you have your virtual sales letter, like we've gone over already, it allows you, right? You automate that process and it allows you to start leveraging your time. Remember, that 80-20 rule that we were talking about? Because a lot of you guys are spending 80% of your time doing stuff that's not bringing in money, okay? You have to shift that. You have to shift the mindset, the dynamic behind that, or else you're going to be stuck. I promise you, you're going to continue to be stuck. Square peg, round hole. I've created tons of content around that subject. So the shifts to be able to leverage yourself and your time, right? It was automated systems. The next shift is to disconnect your time from your income. That is it's so frustrating, right? Because we get stuck there and so many of us give up. You can't do that, guys. You have to shift through that by knowing how. That's why this is the clarity code, okay? You have to have powerful knowledge you have powerful knowledge, better said, to share with the world. Why are you sharing that right now with 1 or 2 people or 5 people or whatever, how many people you've had a chance to serve up until this point? Because you only know what you know, right? Most 7-figure learners that I've learned, now remember, I've put 14, 15, 16-hour days in sometimes, because a lot of those hours, at least I've put time aside for so many of those hours a day to learn. I'm listening to a podcast, I'm watching videos, I'm reading books, I'm learning, master classes, whatever. I'm being coached, whatever it takes to level me up. What I've learned is most 7-figure earners have found ways to scale their time while getting great results. That's why you hear about like those authors, like the write books, like the 4-hour weekday, and there's lists and lists of them, right? And it's definitely possible, but you have to learn how to leverage your time in automating your business is the next level. Aren't you guys ready for that? I know I was. I want to share a quick case study with you guys. This amazing client, her name is Linda Reed. She's actually a coach, okay? And I want to give you an example. My tears brought some leaky nose. Sorry. She's actually a coach, okay, and a therapist. A lot of you guys do that too. Like you're a therapist / coach. I've had several clients like this, but she is one of them. And I want to explain a little bit of the process. I don't want to overcomplicate the math, but either for you guys to get this, you got to understand the math. She was a coach. I was making about $125 a session. Now, all of you guys will charge different things, anywhere I've seen from $30 to $150, maybe a little bit more. And what ends up happening is that defines your income, right? So that's what happened to Linda. So if you do the math, she was making like $125 an hour plus 40 hours. She's making about $5,000, but weekly, about monthly, that takes her to about $20K. But her workload was massive. It was like 120 hours per week, and she was just burnt. None of us really want to be there. What's important is that she was open to the idea of working with me as a coach, as a business coach, right? Bringing her the shamanic aspect to the spirituality, and was able to shift with the knowledge that I just showed you here today. And what ended up happening is she realized that each client was unique, right? So she had to figure out the systems with my help that uncovered that the old systems, old fundamentals that she was doing over and over and over, she struggled to get new clients, okay? So what she ended up doing with my help is recreated an 8-week program teaching the fundamentals of what she does, what her niche is, what her expertise is, and added a video and webinar marketing like this, and automated her sales process, and then added some email support and other strategies that I teach, and then added a group Q&A call, and boom, she tweaked her program, and then she was creating on a whole nother level, and then she was able to leverage her time, and that allowed her to, I think she went to Bali. She ended up moving to Bali, and she's living the life that she's always wanted. And that's really important, because at the end of the day, like I shared my why we do these things, right? We got to know why we do what we do. The 5th most important shift is invest into mentorship. mentorship, having a coach to support you. Everyone should have one. And these are the three main things that I've learned why it's so important to have this, guys. Everyone should have a mentor. Number one. Two, mentoring brings new ideas, okay, and accountability. Because let's face it, have you really gotten very far by yourself, holding yourself accountable? Some of us can do that. I do that all the time, but not everybody is me. Some of us really, 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 really need that daily support to get us through, at least in the beginning. I know I did too, because I had a lot of struggles, a lot of hiccups. I had to start over so many times before I got it. Before I got, to create the formulas that actually created a sustainable business. Now, what ends up happening is a mentor helps you get new ideas. You actually have some in your head right now that you wouldn't have gotten if you wouldn't have sat here with me today, right? And if you didn't make that time, you wouldn't have gotten to where you're at right now. So let me ask you this. Do you have some months where the money's coming in from your business and other months you're wondering like, what the hell is going on? And I don't know how to get my client. That person just happened to respond to my content. That person just happened to respond to, my message, but I had to go through a lot to get them on a call, and I actually got them, but that was like a month and a half ago. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm depending on this. My life is on this, on the line. I hate feeling that. I was there. This affects your ability to have peace and starts creating stress and more anxiety. Then you slip into that depression. Let's get out of that, guys. Because if not, you're going to have months where you're going to feel like you're going to be starting all over again. And then you're not going to know. And you're going to be stuck in that scarcity mindset. Oh my God, it's exhausting, isn't it? It's hurting my stomach just thinking about it. I don't want any of you guys to be stuck there anymore. It's important that you get this. Show that love to yourself. And do what it is that you need to do to be able to keep moving forward, guys. So if you feel that technology is the enemy, I get it. I've been there. Or do you feel online marketing is the enemy? I know. I've been there because I was stuck in that 80-20 rule. I didn't freaking get that 80-20 rule. And when I got it, I'm like, oh, I was like, ah, it was a whole nother level for me. So it is more, I know the tech part can feel more like a threat if you don't become friends with it. And the way you become friends with it is by getting the mentorship, get the coaching that you need to level you up. You know what I'm saying? You just got to get the support. Or not, you're going to keep getting nowhere and you're going to keep getting stuck in creating content. You're not going to be able to dial in and you're not going to know how to deliver your message in the way. And then what's going to end up happening, because it happened to me, my warm market went cold. And then you got to start all over again. That sucks. You don't want to do that, guys. But if you're going through that, it's okay. There's always a way to keep growing your audience through automations. So what you need to know to win, guys. 1, clarity on your expertise, hands down. 2, clarity on your niche and your 6-figure offer. Up to. Doesn't necessarily have to be that if you're not resonating with that yet, but you can build to that, okay? 3, a webinar funnel. You automate it. This virtual sales letter is epic. And it changes lives because it allows me to show up for you guys the way I really want to and explain who I am, what I do, and the biggest pain points you have, right? Number 4, leveraging your time through automations. You know how much time I'm saving by doing this, because I'm like all talked out. My throat is dry right now. And imagine doing those sales calls all by yourself and you're starting to set them up and you're doing 4 or 5 a day. Whew, it's exhausting. I automate the process, guys. And number 5, invest into your coaching. The 5th shift shifts you into that 5-figure and 6-figure month. That's at the bottom line. That's what you need to do to win. Now, you have a choice, okay? You can keep repeating the cycles and continue to waste time getting stuck in that 80-20 rule, or you can start working with the clients that you're meant to and make the shifts to raise consciousness and create, live, and complete your divine mission, because ultimately that's what we're here to do, right? We're not here to try to be stuck in that survival mindset. We have to show up. You make the choice. So I want to really take the time, guys, to thank you for watching this, because I know it's a little long, but it's just all I can do is deliver my message so fast, right? Because I want you guys to be really clear on the steps that it takes, right? To shift you into the mindset of success. The support is here. And you have to know you don't have to do this alone. We're never meant to do this alone. You have to work with someone that's already done it, or else you're only going to attract where you are. And the evidence is where you are. Ask yourself the questions that we went through today. So if you're resonating with this, guys, and you're like, yes, Sonia, you are awesome sauce. I love you. I want to work with you. And I want to learn this secret sauce. I need to know this clarity code. I need the help. I want to show up. I want to serve. I feel like a freaking Ferrari with my foot on the gas and on the freaking brake at the same time. No worries. I've been there. I can help shift you through that by bringing the clarity code to you, by sharing it with you, because this changes everything. Okay? So if you're in that space, okay, I'm grateful that you took the time to be with me today and allow me to share and be here with you. Okay, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to serve. Thank you for taking the time. Now, if you're resonating with me, I want you to book your chat with me. Let's get to know each other. I want to find out where you're at, what your business goals are, and let's put a solid action plan for you to get there. That way, 3 months from now, you're doing this. You're not sitting there making content that no one is responding to with $0 in the bank. Or some, and you're still struggling. No matter where you're at, just for the beginner or someone who's already started but doesn't have these automations and this next level added to their business. So take that as you will. I want to thank you again. I truly appreciate you. I'm so excited that we connected as Facebook friends so we can continue building each other in our network. And I'm looking forward to getting to know you. And if you're ready for that, you can go ahead and click at the end of this video, this webinar, this training. You can click book your call, and I will see you on the other side, and we can do a little dance together. I love you sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I'm here to serve in a massive way, and let's do that together. I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. So let's get that chat set up, okay? And let's create this freaking amazing business that you want. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'll see you guys on the other side.